What up, YouTube? Warrior needs food badly. It's your boys. Hello, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Love, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes. Friday night just got live. That's why I don't wear these headphones.
Did you knocked your headphones off when you were talking? That was pretty funny.
Too much excitement, man.
That was great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you as always for tuning in to the Super Game Room Dudes, your favorite Friday Funhouse. I'm your host, P-Dubs. With me as always are my co-hosts, Carl, Detroit Love, Steven Nostalgia, Michael B. the Game Genie. B-Kong is here, guys. Everyone say hi to B-Kong from Kogs R Us 19K Fox.
Hello.
He's trying to fix his headphones. Fox is going to be joining us soon, and you never know, we might even have some more guest stars popping in. Might have a little bit of a reunion because some of us got together, and some of us maybe there's some feelings like maybe we missed each other, and maybe we want to just get close again. But before we do all that, welcome to the show. Whoa, wow, kicking off the show already. Ezekiel's here. Oh my God, Ezekiel made I'm wearing it now. Does anyone have their Arcade 1-Up hats and stuff?
I don't have it with me. No,
I can go run and get it.
Yeah, if you
go get it.
Yeah, I'll go get it.
We got to give big props to Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. When we were in Chicago, he gave all the content creators who were there, he brought them his own custom printed Arcade 1-Up sweatshirts and hats, and they're pretty fantastic. What brand hat is it again, Mike? I'm not a hat.
New Era
950
hats. They're beautiful.
And oh man, what a good guy. Let's get B going here, full screen, so people can see the Arcade 1-Up hats he got for us, and then of course sweaters with the same logo on it. So it was so kind of him and generous to give us those items, man. Ezekiel, you rock, bro. You rock.
Hey B, I appreciate that you kept the sticker on there too.
Look at that. Yeah, who takes off the sticker on their hats, right?
Apparently everybody but me.
I do. I take the stickers
What?
off.
You don't take the sticker off a hat, especially if it's a new era hat. Look at this.
Or a snapback. But yeah, any of these badass hats, you always keep the stickers on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
Man.
It's just like a thing.
Yeah.
Why would you take it off?
You leave the
Nostalgia.
sticker on.
Nostalgia. New Era does have snapback hats. They're called the 950 brand. You would know that if you were intelligent.
No, there is a brand called Snapback, Mike. That's what I was saying.
Carl,
950 snapback.
Yeah, no,
Carl,
I understand. Okay, I think it went over your head, but we're good.
Over my head. I'm sorry, I didn't work at the cell
If
phone.
anyone knows the answer to Detroit Love, you know the answer. Should we be leaving our stickers on our hats? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
It is a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want people to think I just, shoplifted the hat. Like, why?
Oh,
It's
so
not
there's
a
price
barcode,
sticker on the
B-dubs.
bottom. So there was a sticker here that had
I always take
snapback,
my stickers
but
off.
this one is
Yeah, not
nice
the
and
price tag.
shiny. This
It's
is
like cutting
yeah.
the tag off of the back of your shirt. Like,
Yeah.
who does that?
I don't think he has a site, Ezekiel. You could leave it in the live chat. Again, he doesn't own the logo, so I don't know if he can really sell these things. It was a gift. He made them as a gift, but you could talk to him behind the scenes.
It was a special thing for special people. He said, I'm glad that only my favorite YouTubers showed up. Only my favorite Super Game Room Dudes were in Chicago, so he wanted to do something nice for us.
Yep. Well, we will have some true confessions about nostalgia in the Chicago trip shortly, but let's see if he's ready. Is he here?
Well, this is embarrassing.
Are you up and running now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good? Okay. Yeah.
You hear
us? Guys, remember that time we were in Chicago? Remember that? That was really cool. And we took all of our laptops and everybody was touching everybody's laptops.
Ooh, we're touching more than just laptops.
Well, that's later on in the show. Somebody muted my StreamYards in the browser. And I'm like, what's going on? I could hear YouTube. I could hear this. So I'm good now. Sorry.
That's because we had two StreamYards going. So we had your computer, me and Justin did.
Yeah, exactly.
And we were muted because there was only one.
You're supposed to leave a post-it note, clearly pointing to the thing I'm supposed to uncheck.
I left you a message. Check your voicemail.
Oh. Did you call? Which number did you call?
Your home phone. Here, I'll give it to everybody right quick.
Go ahead.
That's Robert Foxworth.
Please, just why not? Yeah.
Ohio.
There we go. Home address, home phone. What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Hey, we're doing well. We're doing well. Hold on. Sorry, I'm getting an important text message here. Carry on. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Do you love
Super
nostalgia?
important.
Where the hell were you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was stuck
Explain
in Canada.
yourselves.
I was stuck at the border.
What's even more depressing?
Justin Trudeau wouldn't let me across the border.
That's
That
bullshit.
son of a
What's
bitch.
even more depressing is I called Nostalgia no less than 9 times because despite what you see here on camera, I actually love this guy and tried to get him to hang out with us, like at least virtually, and talk to us. And he wouldn't pick up his phone. He's like, I'm too busy just playing with my hair in the mirror. I can't come to the phone.
Mike,
Do you
you
know
literally
there-
called me every time I was at work. You're like, oh, it's 2:00 in the afternoon on a Friday. I wonder what Steve's doing. I have a
I'm
job,
sorry.
Mike.
Is at games really that important? You couldn't come to the phone?
Well,
Yes, it is, Mike.
Well, guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a reason why Nostalgia was avoiding all your phone calls and stuff. Nostalgia was actually in Chicago following us. He was stalking us, and we have photographic
No.
proof. If you look right, you'll notice Nostalgia did make it to Chicago. I see him right here in this photo. He kind of dipped in, photobombed us, and then he dipped right back out. And he was also with us at the Lou Malnati's. Look, there he is right
Oh,
there.
that was him. Oh,
Illuminati's.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Right,
we thought.
Dubs.
Yeah, we thought
Illuminati's.
this was the guy in the restaurant who walks around and cleans the tables and the plates, but it was really Nostalgia
The whole
undercover the whole time. And then sure enough, he's here. He was there. He was there. He was
That's
right
my favorite.
there. He was right under our nose the entire time.
Oh, and he got a job at Hooters too.
You guys can eat that?
He was here.
Remember how you asked for chicken breast without the chicken? That was the
There it
nostalgia
is.
order.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And there might be one more. So yeah, guys, Nostalgia was there.
This was an interesting one. For whatever reason, Fox likes ordering testicles when he's out for dinner. So lamb testicles.
It's not true.
And he got them to the table. They were just boiled lamb testicles, and it just freaked me out.
He was even in the back of our. He was even in the back of a Tool's car. In a
I didn't want him sitting next to me. He had to be in the back.
Nostalgia was there the whole time.
I'm a little
The whole
irritated
time,
with it.
Chris.
I'm a little irritated there with a tool. Can you go back to a tool? We told him no gang signs. What's this?
He doesn't follow the rules. He's in a gang.
Man. Oh man, such a good time, man. Such a good time. Also, we have to give a shout out to a viewer who we met in person. Now he watches all of our streams, usually comments after the streams are over.
He just
Doesn't really-
commented.
He doesn't really who.
A tool.
Oh, not a tool, a different viewer. A tool did an amazing job, by the way. He drove us around like crazy, so generous, offered him money. And he's like, no, you don't need an Uber. I'll drive you. What a good guy. And he came from Canada. And he drove us around in his rental car, which is cool. But we have another viewer we have to thank who we met in person, and that would be Mr. David Gilbert. We met David Gilbert at the pinball, Galloping Ghost Pinball Annex, and we met him and his absolutely gorgeous wife, Mrs. Gilbert. How you doing?
We asked her
Incredibly
if
inappropriate.
you heard of him. and
She
did.
did hear a P-Dubs and said I was her favorite. So that
Yeah,
was
after P-Dubs cornered her and said, hey, you're not going anywhere till I talk to you. Who do you like?
That's not true.
You're my favorite, Jesus.
That's not true.
Usually-
David Gilbert comes up to me and he's like, "You have to meet my wife. Come with me. Come with me." And I followed him to the back of the pinball room, and then he like
the back
presents her.
room.
And I was like, "Wow,
The back room.
She was stunning. She was gorgeous, and she's a big fan too. So it goes to show you guys that there are a lot of women who actually are into this retro gaming stuff. Like they actually find us interesting. I mean,
Provided their husbands make them watch.
yeah,
Yes.
provided their husbands
It's a
make them watch.
prerequisite, exactly.
The right terminology was, my arm is twisted into watching these gentlemen, and I just happen to tolerate P-Dubs the least amount.
I think
Aw.
that's what
the
you said.
most.
Yeah, that was word for word. Yep.
And
Yeah.
Bob Oif was there with his kids.
Oh,
We gotta
he
give
was-
a
Yes, he
shout out to
was.
Bob was
Yeah.
there as
What's
well.
up, Bob?
Met
Bob
Bob.
Oif the third.
guy.
With his kids were awesome. Kenny, AJ, and what's the third kid's name? I'm
Luke?
gonna feel terrible now. Luke. Thank you so much. Thank you. They were great.
Luke.
They're fantastic.
Bob is your
they-
father.
They kicked my ass in the grid. It was my first time playing the grid, and they did not make
They're
it
really
easy for
good.
me.
They're
Yeah,
gamers,
yeah.
man. They're
They're
good.
really
They're the
good.
next gen. They're good.
AP Dubs, Michael Suna has a.
Oh yeah, Carl, why don't you handle this for us, buddy? What's he got?
Michael Suna, thanks for the $20 what you call it, donation.
What is it
They're
called?
only
tip.
donations. That's all we
Just the
take.
tip. Just the
Just
tip.
the tip.
Thanks for all the entertainment the other week. Awesome stuff. We need a sequel.
Oh,
Absolutely.
we're going to talk about that later. That's happening. I can't wait to leave again. As long as a couple things are provided, we're all going to go, and Nostalgia still can't come. That's the main factor. That's what made it so much fun. No
It seems to
Nostalgia.
be, yeah, that's the formula for
Because
success,
like
right?
without Nostalgia there, you could have a conversation and stay on topic. Because with Nostalgia there, we'd be having a conversation about something, and then Nostalgia would stop and he'd be like, "Do you think chicken burritos are weird?" Just for no reason at all.
True.
Totally relevant. Totally
See, now there's
relevant.
pressure. I can't go to the next one. You guys
course
have
you can.
so much fun at the first one that if I show up on the second one and it's any less fun, I'll be the reason why it's less fun. I just can't go.
We
Obviously.
absolutely need a scapegoat, so you're totally welcome this
Yeah,
time around.
absolutely. Yep.
So I'm really thinking, like, I think Vegas is our next trip. I think we should go to Vegas.
Look at the sheer look of horror.
Look at the look of joy on mine.
Look at pure joy, pure heart.
And
I
where's
mean,
B? What's B doing back there?
Oh yeah, I'm having the time of my life, man. Oof.
Look at
It's
this.
a
I
big
don't know what's
spoon you
going
got
on
there.
back
He's got a
here.
leg up and everything.
You know,
That's-
honestly, guys, I was a little concerned for a while. I had to turn around and ask B, is that a Ridge wallet in your pocket? Or are you happy to
Sponsored by Ridge Wallets, and not. I don't put that in my back pocket. So
You know, Michael B, that's such a good segue. If people wanted to get a Ridge wallet, what could they do?
Well, I'm not paid for this. I'm not going to say it unless it's one of my paid ads, but I'll say it anyways. You can go to ridge.com/Michael B. Use coupon code Michael B. Save 10%. Ridge wallets. Check them out.
There you go. All right. I got two more pictures I want to show, guys, and then we're going to get the show started proper. So just bear with us. I know people want to get to the arcade and gaming news, but there's a couple funny things I need to show you guys that are pretty entertaining. So,
Why am I still on screen like this?
sorry,
you
sorry.
are the censor.
Oh, there
Sorry,
we go.
man. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me get that off. I wasn't ready to share that yet. See, Mike, you messed up my mojo, bro. You messed up my mojo.
Mojo.
All right, so we do have another funny story that some of you may have missed, some of you may have heard it, and that was with Liv from iiRcade. So Arcade One Up had Arcade One
Incredible
Up had,
vanishing woman.
Arcade One Up has a Liv, and so does iiRcade. They both have a Liv, and they both do their social media and marketing. And she's a very pretty young girl, mid-20s, college graduate, and she's got big plans for iiRcade social media. We met her in person. She was absolutely adorable. I went up to her and I introduced myself. Well, I didn't really introduce myself. I went up to her and I said, "Hi, how are you?" She goes, "Oh, hi." And I thought she knew me. So I said, you know who I am, right? And she goes, "Yeah, you're Michael B." And she saw like a look of horror come across my face, and she goes, "Oh my God, wait, no, you're P-Dubs. You're P-Dubs." But she thought I was Michael B. And when I told Michael B about it, he didn't let me hear about anything else the rest of the weekend.
It's the right thing
Way
to
to
do.
go, Michael B.
You really, like, if a joke comes up, you really got to dig it right into the ground. Like, you got to bury it, put it out like a cigarette. You can't let it go.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Atul's here. Thanks so much. Thank you for an amazing time. The whole trip was a dream from beginning to end. Had an awesome trip with all of you. Pleasure to meet everyone. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you, my friends. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Tool was awesome until he did the switcheroo with the meat pizza from Lou Belnati's and gave us the vegetarian.
Yeah, it was uncalled for.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
That
He's
was magic.
yeah,
That was magic.
Yeah. So
No.
I do want to go back and just make one comment about Liv. So Liv's there. She's beautiful, obviously. So she's hanging out, you know, and she watches like all the dudes come in. And then all of a sudden you see this look of disappointment come over her face. She was like, "Yeah, not a looker in the bunch." And she was gone.
That's not true. That's
No,
not
the
true at
look,
all.
Mike. The look was a look of terror.
Yeah.
She's
No,
part ninja.
50
She just
grown
like
gentlemen
dropped the
in,
smoke
like,
bomb and gone.
100-degree like weather inside of the actual thing. So
Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's so warm in
Environment.
there.
It was
It
incredibly
was so
hot.
warm.
And she had been in there since like
Yeah.
noon, getting everything set up. So she was ready to go. She didn't stay the whole thing. But if you guys know who Colin is with iiRcade, he works for PR Media, iiRcade's marketing team. Colin, we met in person for the
Love
first
Colin.
time.
Yeah.
And oh my God, Colin is a drinker.
Yeah.
he was drinking Prentice's Happy Juice, and he got pretty lit. He was stumbling around. I think he was talking to the wall at one point. Like he was having an amazing conversation with the building itself. It was pretty funny. But guys, if you Colin, he looks like what's the word? Like a stiff marketing business kind of guy, right?
Oh, no.
But this man knows how to party. This man knows how to party. Colin was a great dude to meet in person. I love Colin.
Yeah, Colin's awesome. I miss him on the iiRcade live streams. But you know what? You don't really get to see the real Colin there because he's just like, "Come on, Jonger, tell us the game." That's not the Colin we met that night. If you guys ever get an opportunity to meet Colin, 100% awesome guy. Check him out.
Yep. And Juicy Time is here. Thanks so much for the tip. $10 for a future fun spot trip. We greatly appreciate that. He looks like Hugo Weaving. Who looks like Hugo Weaving? Colin?
I think he's talking about you. You look
No,
like
he's not
Mr.
talking. Nah, he's not talking
Anderson.
about. He's not talking about me. But yeah, there you go. So it's
Can you go back to that picture for 1 second?
Okay, here it comes. Let me find it.
Yeah.
And go ahead, my friend.
Colin is saying to us right there, right before the picture was taken, he was like, "How awesome is it? Nostalgia wasn't here."
Nostalgia, you gonna take this abuse, man?
Yes, 100%. What am I gonna do? I was only there when Mike wasn't looking, so it is what it is.
Yeah. So there ended up being a gauntlet thrown down. So the guys over on the iiRcade zone, Gunther and King Creel, Dominic Page, were all like, "Hey, P-dubs, you never play us. You never play us. You're afraid. You're afraid. You're afraid." So we were there live. It got broadcast on Brooklyn Menace's YouTube channel. We went at it in Breaker's Revenge, and he fell to P-dubs in Breaker's Revenge. And yeah, he's been ducking me all weekend. I texted him, "You want a rematch? You want a rematch?" And I think he's afraid. But yeah, I beat him in Breaker's Revenge. That was a lot of fun. Live, very entertaining, very loud. It was good times, man. And Steps Gaming, I beat her at Street Fighter, so that was cool as well. Shout out to Steps. Oh, okay, here you go, guys. Make sure you check out Brooklyn Menace's channel. He'll probably have the video up tonight of that,
Nice.
of that fight. You guys definitely want to see it. Beat Steps Gaming, and I was all like on my high horse. I'm like, no one here can beat me. And then B Kong kind of steps in. He's like, I got this guy.
Yeah, B Kong's played a couple fighting games before.
Once or
A little
One
twice,
or
bit.
12, yeah.
With the arm wrestling thing, Dubs, I saw you even change your profile picture to that. Did you have fun with that? Wrestling a mechanical arm?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that made me happy. It reminded me of the movie Over the Top with Sylvester Stallone. That was
I was
great.
surprised how much of a party game that was. Everybody was getting
Oh,
in
that
on
was
it
so much
at some
fun.
point. Yeah, that was really cool.
Oh,
You guys
a lot
made
of
it to a Chicago's Bears game too.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
not
it
me.
was a little
I-
wet. It was a little-
Oh, a little
I had-
wet, man.
So the last day there, the Sunday, I went and spent the day because I'm from there. Visited all my sisters. We all got together for dinner. Went to Twin Peaks because we don't have a Twin Peaks out here in Arizona, and Twin Peaks is way better than Hooters
Yes, it is.
and Tilted Kill, at least in my point of view.
Oh,
So my
yeah, you're right.
sisters, their husbands, and my nephews, who are all in their upper teens, late 20s. Of course, they like going to Twin Peaks as well. We all went there and had a good time. But while I'm hanging out with my sisters, these guys were at the Bears game and the Cubs game. How was that, guys?
Wild day. So long.
It was the
Wet and wild.
longest day
Sounds
ever.
like a nostalgia couch casting.
So I saw the weather report ahead of time before I went. And so I
Mm-hmm.
said, hey, it's going to rain, like 78% chance of rain. And my wife is so gracious. She packs me ponchos in my suitcase. So I come prepared and I bring a poncho. I give one to Justin and then I get 2 extras for Michael B and Fox.
And you
But the
saved
pro-
us, by the way.
But the problem was I gave them like regular emergency ponchos, and I got like what I thought was like this nice trench coat poncho. But the problem is when you sat down, it split at my crotch, so my entire crotch was literally soaking full of wet. And then I said, Michael B, you got me really wet, and I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, honestly, guys, you have no idea. Like, B basically saved our lives at the football game when he brought out those ponchos. We were so excited. I almost didn't make it. I put the bag over my head and almost didn't survive. But B honestly, like that would me and Robert said afterwards, like that was just such a life-saving move. Honestly, guys, if you're ever anywhere with B, like B is the man. Like if you're in an orgy, just look to him. He's the guy with the condoms. Like B is the guy.
Okay. I saw. I didn't know where you were going at first, but now I got it. Okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to be there, at least, supporting the dudes. You got to make sure people are having a good time. You got to have supplies. You got to have the sanitizer. You got to have the magic bag that has everything you need in it. Band-Aids, you got it all.
So I've been getting a lot of questions. A lot of people have been asking me, even though I was there, but not really there. Would love to know. Oh, wrong button. A lot of people were asking what happened to that Yoga Flame Walmart cabinet that you guys picked up when you guys did your mystery road trip. Do you guys want to share what ended up with this cabinet? Why we ended up not filming anything with it?
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of time at the house to like kind of decompress after long days out, and so we didn't get a chance to open it like we originally wanted to. The things we were looking forward to is opening the marquee, but the problem was we found out since it was raining on Sunday, the backup plan was that Fox would take it in his truck, but it couldn't fit because it's raining and he had the Blitz cabin there. So we had to embark on a return trip to a Walmart locally. But here was the rub. When we got there to return it at a local Chicago Walmart, it wasn't in their system and they wouldn't accept the return. And at first they said, you got to take it back to where you bought it from. It's like, what? We drove from Indiana and we like stayed there for 30 minutes talking to the manager who tried like 3 different versions because it wasn't in their system. Literally, they couldn't take it. And they found this old method to do returns, which isn't current anymore. She said it finally worked. And thank God, because anyways, we returned it. But somebody else will unfortunately have to break open a Yoga Flame to let us know the details. We didn't get to it. Sorry. It was just a jam-packed weekend. We weren't even planning to do anything one-up related. Literally that happened on the flight to Chicago. But it ended up being a really fun moment for us, I think.
Sorry,
Cool.
sorry, B. I'm so
No
sorry
worries.
about
I was
that.
just saying it was a really fun moment for us to do that. So
Yeah.
I thought it was worth it.
And it's my
and you can
fault.
tell-
And now I've justified the purchase. I got to get the bed cover so I could have taken that stuff home. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Detroit. Though.
Oh, no problem. I was just saying, and you can tell from all because B was filming everything just about that. Other than the Blitz reveal, and that you guys were hardly in that Airbnb. You guys were out on the town having a ball. I was just so heartbroken that I didn't make it, man. I mean, it's like I hadn't been on a business trip since the whole pandemic started, and they finally scheduled this thing in this week, the same, the weekend prior.
Sucks, man.
You guys were
I just didn't want to hang out with you guys, so
That's fair. That's fair.
All right, so I didn't realize Fox was sharing a clip, and when I clicked on it, it was playing the audio. So
Yeah,
sorry, B. But
Yeah, I do
This
apologize
is-
about that.
Fox,
This
you
is an
want-
example of how wet we were at this
Oh,
game.
it's crazy.
you guys see it?
I don't see
no,
anything.
there's nothing playing.
Nothing playing, Fox. It's not working.
Still nothing.
Fox.
That's not working.
Just PM it to me, and I can load it.
Gotcha.
We'll take a look at it. Did anyone get the SKU? Matt Astra's asking. Anyone get the SKU number? I don't think I did. Anyone take a picture of it or anything? Nope.
Justin might have. We might have did it live on one of my streams. So we'd have to take a look back at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would have been great for Carl to be there. Nostalgia again, optional. Carl being there would have been lovely. We missed you, man.
There's that. You see that?
Oh yeah.
Just
Wow.
a torrential
That's
downpour.
Yeah. Look at the staircase going down.
Like,
That was
that-
how wet we were.
That was a waterfall, like an
There you
absolute
go.
waterfall.
Walking.
And then when
I
we
just
got
sent it to you,
down,
P-dubs.
then when we got down, like there was like on the main level as we were leaving, there was probably about 4 or 5 inches of water, just like
Yeah.
there.
We're swimming.
Filled
Our
up.
shoes were toast. And then me
Incredibly, yeah.
and
drenched.
Justin were flying out. So we got to the airport. I was like, am I going to go into the airplane this way? And on the way to the airport for another 40-minute drive, we just blasted the hot air to see if we can dry our shoes. It didn't work. I ended up swapping out and getting naked at the airport. And then, Nostalgia was like helping me out, and it turned out okay.
Yeah.
Did the Bears
All right.
win?
Oh, did they
Yeah.
have like,
Oh, it was a
It was a
great
good
game.
game,
comeback
actually.
too?
It was a
It
good
was a
game.
great game. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
that
watch
first
that on
touchdown they
replay.
scored was magic.
It
Mhm.
was awesome.
Special
My
thanks
favorite was
to
we didn't know the towel wave thing like happens on third down on
Me
defense.
and B. Me and B were doing the dainty towel wave. Go boys!
Oh boys.
All right. Now, before we get into some arcade and gaming topics, where is the next meetup gonna be and how soon, guys? Once we do this once, we are like, we have to do this again.
Absolutely.
What are we thinking, Michael B?
I'm thinking next weekend we go to Vegas.
Not next weekend.
I miss you guys so much. I want to do it again. I do think Vegas is the logical next step. Like, go to a place that has a lot of entertainment, a lot of places for us to jump back and forth, a lot of bars, barcades, Pinball Hall of Fame. That seems like the biggest one. The other one I would suggest is possibly Fun Spot. But I mean, you're out in the middle of nowhere with Fun Spot. Like, basically, what are you going to do? You go stay in a cabin in the woods and then go to this arcade. That's literally about it. I would love to go to Fun Spot, but I don't know if there's enough to make it like a weekend of fun.
Good options. Good options. I think we could potentially tack it on to one of those gaming conventions, right? That
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
like an Evo, which is in Las Vegas at around that same time.
Fighting games. Like, who likes
There's
fighting?
more
Those are
beyond
lame.
there besides the fighting games. It's actually pretty dang cool, and it's right across the street from Pinball Hall of Fame. You have a good excuse. It's actually
Okay.
pretty good.
Maybe,
It's like-
but that's next year. I don't want to wait till next year.
You don't want to wait till next year. We can't do this more often. If you put me
do
on
wanna do it.
screen and tell me I have to buy another plane ticket like sometime before next year for my
His wife
wife,
will kill him.
she literally will like put her foot up my ass. So
Yeah, like we need to do this again.
And
soon.
really, is
I
that
like-
such a bad thing?
maybe
Hey.
as long as she's not wearing any shoes. Those only.
Do you guys know if the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 sold out on the Walmart website?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
So the listing's completely been removed.
It's
Yeah.
gone, yeah.
Well, that stinks. I was going to pull it up, but yeah. So, what are you guys' thoughts on how that thing's been selling? You seem pretty in tune with what's going on with that cabinet. What are
Yeah,
your thoughts there.
lots of big hype on the overselling of it, and it was all true. Like 5 minutes before on Arcade One Up website, it went live, and 2 minutes later it was gone. There was a panic for about 15 minutes where people couldn't get it on any site, and then it started showing up on Best Buy, and many people were able to get it there. And throughout the day, it started refreshing. So, while yes, maybe there could have been more stock, I think it's an indicator that retailers were not all in on this title as
Yeah.
much as we thought they should have been, that they weren't expecting to be sold out so quickly, and they're like, crap, we need to order more, which means we need to produce more. So it's interesting that retailers are probably the reason why it was more sold out than anything.
Yeah, they under ordered. The title came up and they didn't really know what it was. But to be fair, the exact same thing happened with Marvel vs. Capcom as well. Like, I remember talking the original Marvel vs. Capcom. They didn't even know if there was enough interest to bring it to Canada. They were only going to do X-Men versus Street Fighter here.
It was Best Buy only originally when it first
Yeah.
came out, and I was like, that's the first time I ever ordered from Best Buy was to get MVC1, and was like, cool. Plenty at the Brick. So they're still available at the Brick?
Well, I think what happened was 4,500 came into the ports, 3,000 went to Canada, and you guys are all fighting over 1,500.
that might be
that.
true. That might be true. We do know about 4,500 of those things did make it through the ports, but again, they're gonna make more. They're not gonna stop at
Oh,
4,500.
Don't buy scalp
I think-
prices.
I think they were all like, "Oh, you should buy. There's this little bit of hype train before the orders went live. Like, make sure you buy, get ready to buy. But they made it seem like that was it. Like they're only building however many just landed, and that's not true. You're going to be able to get your hands on this cabinet next year, guys. You have to remember that October is next month, and what is October? October is the shipping deadline. If companies do not get their crap on boats in the water in October, they will not make it here by holiday season for retail stores. So toys, video games, all kinds of products, if they're not on boats by October, you have to wait till next year. So I think that's kind of what Arcade 1UP was trying to infer. Like, this is as many as we're going to get this year. You're going to have to wait till next year if you don't get it now. I think they just wish they would have just kind of cleanly said it instead of making it seemed like they were like it was a limited run. But if it was a limited run, why not tell people like, we're only building 5,000? That's not true. They're gonna make more next year. You're gonna be able to get your hands on this cabinet next year. It's just might be a little tough to get it this year.
Well, technically, John D did say, guys, it's going to be hard to get. There's going to be limited quantities, and then the typical arcade one-up. I don't know what you call them. People that go against the product, like intentionally, because they don't have anything good in their life. They started saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, fake hype. It's going to be on sale for $100 at Bargain Giant."
Ezekiel $5. I don't have a website. He'll send Nostalgia and Detroit Love a hat, and anyone else can message him if they're interested. Work something out. There you go.
I heard Mystery Encoder really wants a hoodie, so maybe we can make that happen.
I will say that as of right now, I am seeing some available on Shop Hippo, which is turning out to be the arcade one-up,
Exclusive
one-stop shop, right? Yeah, they have it all.
They have is that the website that has the stools? Fox,
Yes.
can you share your screen? Can you share your screen?
Sure.
Do they have a Chicago Bears stool?
Maybe. So
I don't know.
For folks
I
that
don't
don't
know.
know, Shop Hippo is a place that likes different types of SKUs, and so they're the place that John had mentioned. If you want something like, say, MVC2 with the stool, or something else that's like that extra package, that's why they got the Shinku Hadouken first, more before everybody else. They like having these exclusive SKUs, and it's a legit place. So that's something that they thrive on.
Yeah, the first time I saw a Shop Hippo link, I thought it was. You guys remember how there was always that arcade one-up scam site that kept going around? I was like, is this that scam site? I don't want to click on it until other people told me what it was. No, I'm a Bears fan. I'm from Chicago, buddy. Although the Cardinals were, if you know your Chicago history, the Cardinals were originally in Chicago. They were a Chicago team before they moved. A little bit of football trivia for some of you people who might not know that. Ooh, Pliskin, we're not friends anymore, bro. We're not friends.
Oh, no.
But did you share your screen? All right,
Yep.
let's take a look.
Click
All
on
right,
it. Go ahead.
All right, so this is readily available on Shop Hippo right now?
Right now available, and it is 3 cents off, so it's technically on sale.
Best deal. The best deal on this cabinet. You can save
That's
3
still going.
cents.
So, who here did business? Nostalgia, you seem like you'd be the kind of person to tell people you did business. So, what is that called when they don't do the 99 at the cents? They do the Walmart pricing, 97 cents. What's that called?
What's the term? I actually don't know. I don't know. It's not.
It's called something like off pricing. So they intentionally make it like this weird number to create the presence of a sale. Exactly like that. Like where you normally see 99, you see 97
instead of 500. It's $4.99 exactly.
Yeah.
They have $5 off of Midway Legacy. The MK30th is also. It's just kind of funny. Some of these weird pricing things, but yeah, this seems. Oh, here we go. A massive 30 cents off, guys.
20 cents. 20 cents.
I'm sorry, 20. Well, you got it. Yeah,
Whoa.
I went to school in Texas. Gotta give me a break.
Shinku Hadouken.
The Hadouken are 20 cents off. So there we go.
Well,
But no.
we're gonna get canceled. You guys are really pushing it here.
Let's hope so. But no, it seems to be still available for pre-order, and we can do as many as 20 at a
Do
time.
you have to pay shipping with Shop Hippo on these cabinets?
I believe so. Yes.
To Canada, you sure do.
I'm pretty sure you have to. Yeah.
Okay. But there you go, guys. We're always here to help, with this stuff. So if you're still looking, you can go and get your order in from Shop Hippo if you want to get your hands on the cabinet this year, but you will have to pay for shipping. Apparently. I don't know how much it's going to be, though.
Sadly, no Ridge wallets are on this website.
Do you guys think that this cab MVC2 will go on sale? I know that MVC1 never truly went that much down.
No, it
X-Men
did it?
I don't think so.
It did in Canada because they did a extra order here at the end in Best Buy, and Best Buy just couldn't move them out. So it slightly went on sale for like $100 off towards the end of its Canada run.
Got it.
I think if any website holds on to it long enough, they'll eventually put it on sale.
And if you're patient enough, there is, like you said, I think a year from now, you might see it in different form factors. So I think that's part of the business model that they're working toward.
Baby Kid? You're talking Baby Kid?
Yeah,
Those are the
absolutely.
best.
Countercade, man.
Yeah.
Head to heads, everything.
Yeah. Like I did a video yesterday saying, hey, man, NFL Blitz, they made a ton of them. There's a ton of them that landed, and they're not sold out on any website. You can easily go buy an NFL Blitz cabinet. A lot of people are passing on the cabinet because of the concessions made and changes made from the original versions of the games. A lot of people aren't interested in it, so they're just sitting there. And if they sit there long enough, guys, they're going to mark them down. So if you are interested in the cabinet, my advice is wait. I think NFL Blitz is going to go on sale here by this holiday season. I think some stores they'll knock $100 off, something like that, 200.
$3.99 is my price point. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it's selling out fast. People aren't giving it a chance to collect dust long enough for them to put it on sale. So unless they sit there, that cabinet's going to be, limited sales like MVC1. That cabinet went quick too.
Yeah.
That one. So I don't recall ever seeing that cabinet on sale. Do you guys? Was that ever on sale?
Not in the USA. We just covered it. In Canada, yes.
Yeah.
And I think it was always available in that bundle. That's it. Never minus a
stool, right? At $500 with the stool. So
and the lid deck protector too.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Christmas lights, as Twisted Chris would say.
Who?
Twisted Chris. He would call them Christmas lights. The lid deck protector. Yeah.
So, whatchamacallit? So that's pretty much what's going on with Arcade 1-Up. Anything else going on with Arcade 1-Up that we missed while we were out?
Did you like Blitz at all?
Yeah.
We did enough Blitz coverage already.
What about those NFL Blitz reviews?
Good stuff.
So it looks like Shop Hippo also released some other news this week that's got people pretty excited. They put up a listing for a Star Wars 3/4 scale cabinet at a $5.99 price point.
What is up with that?
A lot up with it. We don't know much about it right now. I know people were jumping all over it saying it's a Pro cab. It's not a Pro or an XL. The XL cabs are $6.99. That's a starting price point, right? In the US, $8.99 here in Canada.
Yes.
So this one's $5.99, which we know for a fact is the standard Arcade 1-Up non-legacy new price going forward. So looks like it's a 3/4 scale cab. The listing on it is very vague right now. They don't have a lot there. It doesn't even say coinless operation, so you may have to bring a bag of quarters. I'm not 100% sure.
Rumors are there might be a coin door, though.
Yeah.
3/4 scale quarters, so it's not quite.
And there's no picture. They took the actual, from the original listing on Arcade 1-Up's website, they just took like the blueprints showing the height and stuff, and that's the only picture they have on the Shop Hippo site. So we might be looking at a new Star Wars. For people that missed out on it, no need to go to eBay, spend crazy amount of money. You can order one from Shop Hippo, and you should be able to have it by the holiday season.
And it's important to note that listing is gone. It's not here.
Yeah,
they took it down a little while ago.
Yeah.
Oh, it is gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so, who ended up with the cabinet? The Blitz Fox. You ended up with that.
I got it. Well, minus one stick. This guy's got.
I've been playing with your stick, Fox, by the way, and it's giving me a hard time. Literally,
it's 1 of 4. So
why'd you take a stick? Why would you do that?
I was really curious about the guts and internals of it, so we're trying to see if we can plug it into another encoder. Looking at if it can be repurposed for anything. You missed the whole entire stream where Fox was taking it apart, and
his knee made an appearance.
You were walking down the stairs. Remember,
Michael B's knee was in that stream.
Well, I was in the kitchen drinking that delicious caramel macchiato coffee.
Oh, that's right, buddy.
Yeah, but I'm almost done with it, Fox. I've been talking to Mr. Encoder about kind of the potential, but it's not like analog signals. It is a digital serial signal that needs a separate encoder for something. So he sent me some things to test out. The best you could probably do is try to recreate like a 49-way stick using some code. Versus an analog setting, but it's not looking good, and it would probably be too complicated for somebody to mod it into something else. I probably wouldn't even recommend it at that point, but I would just stick it and leave it what it is.
I personally am excited that Arcade 1-Up is finally going to do another batch of the Star Wars cabinets, even though it's the same one that was previously released. I have owned almost every Arcade 1-Up that has been released. I think I've even owned more than Michael B, but Michael B gets all the heat from the community about being the super fan, when I've pretty much have purchased almost every cabinet that they've released. But I don't hold on to all of them. I keep my favorites, and then I just cycle through the ones that I don't want to keep. But in my opinion, still, out of all the cabinets I've owned, it's still the best one. Like, there's just something about that cabinet, even though it's the Atari games, not the Sega games.
Yeah, you can mod it to play Stunrunner just like this, right? Isn't that awesome? Yeah.
It's just, there's just something magical about that cabinet, something special about it, and I absolutely love it. And I'm excited that people who didn't get a chance a couple years ago to pick one up might get a chance now. So I think that's pretty cool.
You know what I'm excited for? B Kong made a very, very large purchase recently. He bought a $9,000 pinball table that he didn't tell his wife about until Chicago. And but here's the thing. Here's
That
the
was
thing.
terrifying.
That $9,000 is just gone right now because you know what B Kong's going to make? All the money when a new Star Wars cab comes out because he's going to be modding that mofo for people. He's going to be rich.
That's right. So chill out. Go ahead and buy a $600 Star Wars machine. Let me know when you want to mod it, and I will mod that baby up for you. I gotta do 20 mods, and then I'll be able to pay for that pinball machine. So it actually is going to be really good for business for folks that get tired of the 3 games. Let me know. I have some services for you. Or supporting our good friend Glenn also has a very good product that you can plug in your own PC, make it happen. P-Dubs, you got to get on to that.
I do.
You got to mod that Star Wars. I know you like modding.
I do. Now, real quick, though, guys, it's important to note that 19K Fox went home with the NFL Blitz cabinet, and some of us, I'm not going to name names, are jealous that he's the one that ended up with the cabinet. So, Fox, Fox, this is for you.
Oh, boy.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius. Real Men of Genius. Today we salute you, Mr. Hair Gel Overgeller. Mr. Hair Overgeller. Less ambitious men stop with 2-in-1 shampoo. But you put in countless hours, tireless dedication, and a 5-gallon drum of industrial adhesive. Sticky good! Like a lacquered hedgehog or oily porcupine, what woman wouldn't want to run her fingers through your razor-sharp stalagmites of hair? Or is it stalactites? Wind, water, stray bullets, even repeated hammer blows. Nothing can muss your immovable mane. I've got a hair helmet. So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh master of the moose. And while you're at it, crack open another bucket of goo. Mr. Hair Gel Overgeller. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
And bourbon.
We just got so unmonetized. You know that, right?
I'm here for the entertainment. I'm not here for the money. But yeah, Mr. Hair Gel Overgeller, congratulations on your NFL Blitz cabinet.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
The hair gel, budget did take a hit.
When are you going to put out some videos on this cabinet? People have been asking in the live chat.
Probably when he gets his stick back.
So this week was kind of busy. Got back from Chicago on Monday. On Wednesday, I had to go out to Boise. This coming up week, I got to go out to Denver for a week. But we're going to do some pretty in-depth stuff. We're going to try some things, too. I'm actually going to do something since I'm missing a fourth stick. We're going to try some stuff. We're going to do a little experimentation and see what we can do with this cab. If you were in a pinch, if you couldn't get your 49-way joystick to work for whatever reason, there's no replacements. What could you do? We're going to play around with that this week, this weekend, and try to get some of that filmed. So,
good stuff.
Cool.
Good stuff. And also, we got something special here for Nostalgia. Here you go, buddy. And feel free to pantomime along with this. Oh, boy.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius. Real Men of Genius. Today we salute you, Mr. In-the-Car Nose Picker. Mr. In-the-Car
I've never heard that before.
that was uncalled for. That was out of line.
I didn't know where you guys were going with that.
Oh, that was great. Today we salute
Those
you.
are great
Mr.
commercials. I forgot about those.
In the car nose picker.
We can make our own series of those.
Yeah,
like annoying arcade stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. What else? That's pretty much covers Arcade Went Up, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
We're a little out of. We're still out of sync, man. We've been gone too long. Carl, how are you, man?
You know how we do it, baby.
Yeah. Did you? While we were gone, did you go on another romantic getaway with?
No. I was on business. I did get to go and see my brother down in Columbus, so that was really nice.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean he did his backyard up really awesome, man. He got the movie theater back there with the projector, big campfire. Because his house is, you don't have a whole lot of room inside, so it really expanded his living space, man. That's like I'm kind of jealous. But we had a great time. They always have a family Tuesday family fun night, and I usually just see it on Facebook, so I got to hang out with them. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I was so tired when I got home. I wanted to pay the rent, but the check bounced. So
yeah, you guys were spending some money out there on the weekend.
yeah,
Look like you guys had a fantastic time. I'm just so
Just a
jealous,
little
man.
bit.
That was awesome.
this right here, Michael B speared me like Goldberg in Chicago. That was an epic moment.
I hugged you and your legs went out. It was the weirdest thing ever.
Oh, you came at me like a Mack truck.
weak in
Shut up.
knees.
You talking about the tackle, the door tackle?
Well, it looked like a tackle, but I just ran up and hugged him, and P Dubs was like, like a dainty woman. He faked.
I do declare.
That is not true.
He did a
That
leg
is
hop first,
100%
and
what
then he fell
happened.
over.
If
And
you
then
watch the
carried him
replay,
upstairs, and you guys disappeared for a while. Wow.
No, they did disappear for a while. That is 100%
a
true.
long while.
yeah,
They went back
you know,
stairs. Go ahead.
when I'm sitting here, I walk in the house and Michael B. See, at first he was coming, but then he accelerated, and like dwarves, Michael B's are natural sprinters, and he, boom, took me down. He came at me like a Mack truck, knocked my legs out from under me, and luckily Fox picked me up. Thanks, Fox. You're
I
a
was
hero.
there. I was
Not
there.
all heroes wear capes. Not all
Not all
heroes
of them.
wear capes.
But they do use hair gel.
But overall, also we had the iiRcade event, and what was everyone? Let us know in the live chat. What do you guys think about the iiRcade with the Sinden? I've actually heard people say it is actually correctly pronounced Sinden. The owner himself pronounces it Sinden.
Yes.
Is what
Is
I've
there
heard.
another way to pronounce it?
I've
Yeah,
had-
who's been
yeah,
calling it something different other than a Sinden?
There's a lot of people that say Sidon, and I say Sinden, but there's a lot of people that say Sidon, and the owner
Who says
himself
Sidon?
Sidon.
You're missing a letter.
There are people that think it's pronounced that way, and they literally yell at you in your YouTube videos and say you're saying it wrong. What?
In what
It's like Raiden
English word
Raiden.
is there a silent
No.
N?
Oh my god! Like today,
Signed.
I did a video and I was talking and I was doing my voiceover and I was talking about NFL Blitz and I was like, yeah, and you got Brett Favre's on the cabinet, you got who else? Jerry Rice, and Jerome Bettis, and because I didn't say Bettis because I accidentally said Bettis. Some guy was in my comments. It's pronounced Bettis. Do you even watch football? Shit. You know what I mean? Like, calm down.
That was a
people.
great impression.
Calm down.
Nostalgia. Why are you such an ass?
Get an effing life, man. Get an effing. People get so hung up. Like if we pronounce one word incorrectly, it drives me nuts. But yes, it's Sinden like guns. And but to get back on track, guys, what did you think about? What was the experience there? Did you guys all played it? Did you guys enjoy it? What'd you guys think? Tell me all about it. Anybody?
I'm
Mike,
excited that they're putting the Sidon like on the iiRcade.
Maybe next year they'll get Sinden.
It's actually also got a silent S as well. It's the Iden like.
The I didn't.
I didn't. I didn't.
The both ends was just a side. That's all it is.
I will tell you.
go ahead, Mike.
100%.
Go ahead.
B, I insist you go before me.
Yeah. Oh, look at you, so nice. I didn't even raise my hand. The side I did worked okay, I would say, in terms of like performance. It did have some issues with calibration. I'll say that kind of to start off. But the big news is that there's options for folks now that they really are trying to make a true arcade console with peripherals. And this is just the first time that we've seen something that is commercial. If you have it already, great. But the limited number of users that can take advantage of it is probably my biggest concern. High barrier to entry for this, and it's not something that if you already have a Sinden, you're already playing it with something else. You're not buying it to play just one game on the arcade, but it is a cool feature.
Fox, what about you? Did you enjoy playing it, and what did you think about it?
I did. This is one of the reasons why I bought the Gold, right? For the options, for the promise of a new day. So this was really cool. That potential realized. B brings up a very good point. The barrier of entry is pretty high. I mean, if you didn't get your Gold,
Yep.
With the early adopters, you're going to pay $1,000 for that, plus $150 for a Sinden light gun without recoil. More if you want recoil. That's just one gun. It's cool. It's definitely cool. I had fun playing it. The calibration was pretty quick. It wasn't that big of a deal. You could just push
once
the,
you got
the
it.
forward. Yeah, you get the forward arrow. You go okay now good. You can go and you can play the game. How many games are going to take advantage of it is another thing we don't really know. There's no official release date. There's no games list. It'd be cool if Sinden could work with GRS and maybe give us a cheaper version. Is that possible? I don't know. You know that T2 Sinden light gun is not the same quality as what you would get from their, I think it was their Indiegogo. So I don't know. We'll see. Is it possible to get the camera? I think that's what they did with T2, right? They really just got the camera for the most part. And then the gun is a sort of a cheaply made thing. So maybe if there was some sort of a cheaper version, that would be great. But I don't think that's the case. It's going to have to be, you're going to have to go get the legit version. So, but no, I'm excited about it. It's definitely cool to have options. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Restad just got it.
Clack, 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 clack.
Clackety,
Is that
clackety.
recoil or no?
No. See if I can get
Nostalgia, turn around and plug that into your iiRcade and show us how it works.
I'm
Yes.
just gonna get the Inden logo, the Inden logo.
Scratch out
whatever
the
it's called.
ends.
Yeah.
Just side.
So, couple of thoughts. For starters, I was speaking with Michael. Oops, sorry, Ristal Jackson. I pulled you from the
That's okay.
thing there. A couple of thoughts. I was speaking with Michael from iiRcade, and he did confirm that they will have the recoil baked into the firmware. So if you have a recoil gun, it will work. The guns they had at the actual event did not have recoil, so they weren't able to show us that. But it is in the firmware. So when they push out that firmware, if you have a recoil gun, it'll work. And also, this is just the first of several light gun games that are coming out. Now, what's interesting, too, is it's a multi-cade. So when you have multi-cades, you're kind of handicapped to, we got a peripheral, and we have a way for you to connect it to make it work, but that's the way it works. So, for instance, there's a lot of light gun games that are connected by a cable, and there's light gun games that are actually like T2 and others where it's actually mounted like to a large control pad.
Right.
And I've seen some people confused, like Operation Wolf. I mean, it's set up the same way as T2 with mounted guns. But that is what happens with multi-cades. You know, if you connect a light gun to multi-cade, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a gun with a cable. And what's interesting, of course, is turnaround. And that's how you're going to play all your gun games. But that's what multi-cades do. That is the purpose of a multi-cade. If they were making an actual recreation cabinet, let's say, for instance, Arcade 1-Up, I think the expectation is people would want those guns to be mounted, just like people gave Arcade 1-Up a lot of heat about Terminator 2 having wires, you know what I mean? But that's not what iiRcade's business model is. That's not what AtGame's business model is. It's not what Rec Room Masters or any of these other companies do. They give you one cabinet, one form factor, and ways to play more games. They're not making recreations. So I think that argument is kind of silly in my opinion. I don't know why that's even a discussion point. Arcade 1-Up's business model is we're going to try and recreate the original arcade. So you hold it to that standard versus a multi-cade. It's like, just make it work so I can play it. You know what I'm saying? Am I being fair? Am I wrong? Let me know if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Okay. I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
Good points.
No.
Everything you said is right in the world.
Yeah.
Everything is correct.
I have 2 points, 2 questions. One,
Oh, here we go.
question the first. Has anybody actually used one of the Sinden light guns with recoil?
Yes.
How is
So-
it? How is the recoil on that gun?
It has a pretty decent spring, but the problem, the good and bad of it is that it's powered completely by USB. The way that it's configured, that it's powered. So, the more that you hold it down, though, Operation Wolf was a hold down game. So if you had continuous fire, the solenoids will actually stop. It'll slow down, and then it'll come just like clack, clack, clack. So there is that issue. So I'm curious how the implementation will work on it. But Sinden with recoil has that for any game that you hold down to trigger for.
Yeah, I was going to say there's no real way around that.
Yeah.
Second question, with iiRcade, since they have the flexibility to get mobile games, do you see them trying to integrate the light gun with games that would be like tap to play mobile games? Because maybe that potentially expands the library of titles that they can use the guns for.
I don't want to play any of those games.
No,
I know, but it's just it's going to be really hard for them to get
I get it.
really good quality titles, and there's only so many that you can get. A lot of them are already locked up in licenses, so my thought is maybe that's at least something they can do in the interim until potentially accessing additional IP.
I've always wanted to play Fruit Ninja with the light gun.
One of the
That's right. Yeah, Fruit Ninja.
One of the luxuries iiRcade does have is they can do more modern stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff out there that's like gun type stuff that doesn't even fall under the realms of Midway or any of these big titles that are locked up. And like while we were in Galloping Ghost, I got to spend a little bit of time walking around with Michael and kind of getting an idea for what they might have in the future for classic gun arcade games. So there's still a lot of stuff out there that isn't tied up and hid behind a wall. So we don't need to Fruit Ninja anything yet, Nostalgia.
No Fruit Ninja? Man.
Yeah, who has the license to chiller?
I'm gonna sell my light gun now.
That's an Exidy gun game. They got Cheyenne and Crossbow. There's a bunch of really terrible arcade games.
That would be terrible.
Awesome. You know what? Some of those Exidy games are actually kind of fun. Those Exidy games are.
I want to see some Point Blank.
Well, you're going to have to go to Arcade 1-Up for that.
Yeah, they're going to have that.
I will wait for that. I like Point Blank. It's a fun game.
Yeah, we're going to get to play pretty soon.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. When you buy an Arcade 1-Up, let's just say Killer Instinct cabinet, why are you buying that cabinet?
Robert?
So is Clout.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep up with the Joneses.
No, tell me why.
Or the Nostalgias. I got that game because I wanted the game. It's not easy to emulate. I wanted the look of the cabinet. I wanted something dedicated for that game. That's why I bought that cabinet.
You bought the cabinet for that game.
For that game,
Killer
exactly.
Instinct. Okay, so if anyone out here bought a Nat Games Legends Ultimate or an iiRcade, did you buy those cabinets to play one game?
Yes.
No.
Yep.
No.
I bought it specifically to play.
I'm just the game.
I'm trying to find a good game.
Well, for one,
Tetris. There we go.
For one, Nostalgia never bought his cabinet.
So, anyone in the live chat, let me know. When you bought your At Games Legends Ultimate, did you buy it because it has Burger Time on it? Or, like, maybe you're a big Bad Dudes fan and you're like, I want to play Bad Dudes, so I'm buying the cabinet?
Well, for iiRcade, when they announced Dragon's Lair on the Kickstarter, that was really the title that pushed me over.
Right.
So, it kind of was the, title that pushed me over. But, yeah, to your point.
Okay,
it's not the only reason.
So let's think about it. So you buy an Arcade 1-Up cabinet to play usually a specific game. What is the headline game on that cabinet, correct? You buy it for a game, or maybe two games. When it comes to your multicades, your iiRcades, your At Games, and again, there's a lot of smaller DIY companies, not as big as the two others. When you buy those, you're not buying them to play one game. You're buying them to play hundreds of games, right? So, I've heard a lot of people saying, hey, man, why are you going to spend $1,300 to play Operation Wolf? You're not spending $1,300 to play Operation Wolf. You're spending $1,300 to play Operation Wolf and also maybe a couple hundred more games. You know what I'm saying?
What I like about my gold,
like your At Games and all that stuff.
What I like about my gold cabinet is it looks like it's my Double Dragon cabinet, right? Yeah. But to your point, it's not just a Double Dragon cabinet. It can sit there, it can kind of fit in with your game room, with your three-quarter style. It could definitely have a place. And it will obviously play Double Dragon, but the potential is really there to just play everything. So no, if it was just, I would not spend $800 for Double Dragon, if that's your point. No.
I want to hear from Detroit Love on this one. You buy a multicade to play a game, but you buy it for what, Carl? Options. Say it. Options, baby.
Yep. So I don't understand. I know, and I saw this in their Facebook groups. I saw people complaining like, "Oh, I got to spend $1,300 to play Operation Wolf." I see what you're saying, but also I think they're thinking that that's the only game that comes on this cabinet. You know what I mean? Or the only game you'll ever have access to, or the only game you'll ever be able to play. I mean, it's a multicade, right? Same thing with At Games, iiRcade. I think people really need to separate multicades and dedicated cabinets.
So what advice would you give to Gen 1 owners of iiRcades then that want to do this? How would they just wait?
Gen 1 owner, we're all being patient right now with Gen 1 owners. We have to figure out what they're going to do. They're working on it. They're working on it. If you're talking about the iiRcade.
Yeah, so like a Gen 1 owner at the moment, if they wanted to do the send-in update, they'd have to upgrade to gold and get a send-in. Currently, there is probably going to be a Bluetooth potential option in the future, but like today, that's probably like where a lot of, the majority of iiRcade current owners are at. They're looking at how do I get in on this, and right now that's their thought process.
I don't understand how Glenn, with all his mad science activity, can't come up with some kind of dongle to make a USB.
I was gonna use that
Yeah.
word too.
Yeah.
Some kind of adapter, something.
Yeah, like I don't
Yeah.
get it.
Interface.
You know, I mean, that's why people bought in-app games. They bought in-app games because they could play 10, 20,000 games on it. People didn't buy
Yeah.
in-app games
Now-
to play Bad Dudes
To your
or
point though,
Operation Wolf.
To your point, though, P-Dubs, I've been over this with people all the time because you guys make fun of me, oh, the modding stuff. But I'm like, why would I mod a cabinet when I can just go buy an At Games Legends Ultimate? It's so easy to
Yeah.
just throw my extra stuff on there. I never need to mod a cabinet because I just play whatever I want on that. And I keep getting the feedback that some people are just like, oh, the At Games Legends Ultimate is just so ugly. It's ugly. And then, there's some people that no matter what you say or how you explain it, they're never going to like iiRcade. They're never going to like Arcade World. They're never going to like At Games. It's just who they are.
And that's totally fine. It's just, I think we have to remember the reason you target purchasing products from specific companies. You know what I mean? You're buying cabinets to play thousands of games or hundreds of games versus I'm buying this cabinet because it looks kind of like the original game and it's got like 2 or 3 or 5 or maybe 10 games on it, etc. This is very interesting, Bart. I'm glad you brought this up. So At Games was going to do a first-party light gun. They were going to release their own light gun. They couldn't source the parts. They couldn't make this happen. And so that plan has been scrapped as far as I know. Whereas what iiRcade is doing is they're taking a product that's already existing in the market and making it compatible with their system instead of making a first-party gun. Ristaljo, do you think I'm correct in that assumption? Because you've worked with At Games, you know what that's all about. So,
Yes.
do you think At Games has the ability to get other guns working on their system, or is it aim track or bust? What do you think? Do you think they have the ability to?
It depends on the type of gun. I think technically anything's possible if they want to pay for it. I think the big differentiating factor between At Games products and an iiRcade, for example, is iiRcade is Android based. So it's a lot easier to integrate those softwares that have to be used or drivers that need to be used with the light guns on the Android based system. At Games has their own proprietary Linux based OS. So it's just not as easy to develop. And there's not as many people willing to develop because the market's quite limited. If you're going to develop for Android, you just create a new branch for any other Android and you have to do some changes, but it's a lot easier to spread the love that way. I don't see At Games coming to the table with any third party stuff. I think if they're going to do something, it would have to be first party unless they're just going to go with a similar technology to what's already running on the At Games system.
Well, hopefully, time will tell. Hopefully, everyone will be able to play all the games they want to play on whatever device they want to play, and everyone will be happy. Isn't that right, Pete?
You can lie, baby.
Give them all the games. Give them all the games. Carl, Carl, did you like shooting games when you were younger, going to arcades and all that? Were you a big shooting game guy? What
I enjoyed
What were your favorites?
I enjoyed the one with the bank robbers. What was the name of that?
Lethal Enforcers?
What was it called?
Lethal Enforcer?
Lethal Enforcers.
Maybe.
Is that where the guys were trying to rob the bank?
Lethal.
Come in and they're shooting everybody, right? And I liked the House of the Dead for sure.
Oh yeah,
Operation Wolf was one I enjoyed as well. So yeah, I've never had a problem with the shooters. I've never really played any of the more modern shooters. I enjoy watching people, at the Dave and Buster's. You can stand behind them now and watch people play Jurassic Park and all kinds of other shooters. But yeah, I don't know which shooter would be the first one I get. I definitely want a shooter. I think everybody should have a shooter in their arcade if they're gonna have arcade, right?
Absolutely.
But T2 wasn't the game for me, so I didn't move on that. But I'm excited for the progress that iiRcade's made. You guys said it obviously has some work to be done, but that's like anything that's in its infancy. They'll have to work through some things. Look like they have some developers willing to put the work in it for it. So I'm glad for the options. I don't have the newer cabinet. I don't know if Bluetooth would work as well as USB would, but time will tell. But hey, if you want it bad enough, $1,300 is still cheaper than you'll get a real Operation Wolf if they get it working right. You know what I mean? So those are great options to have at a much lower cost than you would pay for a 30 to 40-year-old rat piss machine. So
full of rat poop and all that.
right.
Are
So
we
I'm
still
always
sure?
a fan of.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Most of us on this panel, I think almost all of us, have those Intech gaming control panels, right? And those are all usually the preferred way or the easiest way people have those connected is via Bluetooth to their Nintendo Switch devices.
Yes.
How bad is the input lag? It's really not bad. It's playable.
It's not noticeable, I don't think. Yeah.
Right. So I'm expecting that Glenn's control panel is going to work the same way with the iiRcade Generation 1 cabinets with the Bluetooth. Like, I think a lot of people have been panicking about, them saying there's going to be input lag. I think he's just trying to be transparent with people that, yes, it's not going to be a perfect thing, but is it going to be unplayable?
The controllers will be direct replacements into it. It'll be like his USB trackball. I mean, the trackball and the spinners will be Bluetooth. So that will be the portion that might have lag. But the controllers themselves will be a direct plug-in.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Through the encoder board wiring,
correct.
Right? That goes into
Yeah.
But still,
but you would have to buy that board at whatever cost that new control board.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have an Intech gaming panel, with Bluetooth connected, there's not that big of a delay there. It's 100% playable. So
it sounds like Glenn is really trying to work at options. So maybe maybe he'll release a standalone Bluetooth trackball that you can connect and play as well. So you don't have to do those things as well. So I think he's really trying to go the extra mile, and sounds like he's partnering right at the hip with Jong to make that available for Gen 1 folks. So I would say stay patient.
Are we 100% sure that you couldn't modify the board on a Gen 1 iiRcade?
Oh, you can. You totally
and put a USB port on it?
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the board right now, and there's at least 2 spots where I can see
you can solder on a USB.
You could literally solder on a USB port.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The soldering on, they want a plug and play solution. That's why we're not talking.
Sure. But even like, here, let me share my screen and show you what I'm talking
do
about.
It
is so easy.
He's going to go back to the
on a
USB.
Do it.
I'm going to go back to the solder thing because it takes 3 seconds to do. It's not.
Well, not everybody can solder. Not everybody.
But is it a through board kind of mount? I mean,
yeah. You pop it in and you solder.
That's not bad.
So easy. Here, let me.
Yeah, that's not bad as far as board level stuff goes.
Here,
show the board.
Look right here.
Oh, that's exactly
It's literally a pass through with four solder points and then 2 mounts.
It looks like it's already set up for the USB to just lay on it.
I know, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like
that's
what
it is, yeah.
You buy the USB. I don't know if it's connected. Like maybe those traces don't go anywhere, but
you just look at the other side of the board, right? To see if they go anywhere.
Well,
I mean, but I would imagine they go somewhere. It's there.
I don't know. Maybe I'll take mine apart and have some fun. I don't know that I'll be able to figure anything out until the actual the firmware is released for it, though. So.
I promised Michael B we would talk about this because Michael loves being able to play his Sega Genesis games on his Nintendo Switch. And Mike, did they release some what's the word? Bangers? Did we get some bangers?
Bangers is such a stupid term. That's something nostalgia the first generation to come up with. So, anyways, this week was all killer, no filler. You've got Alicia Dragoon, which is basically a Sega Genesis hidden gem. It was on the last Genesis Classic Mini that came out. Alicia Dragoon is a game everybody should play. It might not be a household name, but it is so friggin' good. Go check out Alicia Dragoon. Next up, if we can never get the video to go there.
What are you waiting for?
Let's move on to the next one. We've got Beyond Oasis, which is an awesome top-down Zelda-esque type game for Sega Genesis. There's also a sequel on the Sega Saturn as well, which is pretty badass. Go check out Beyond Oasis. And then last but not least, Earthworm Jim. Like, seriously, of everything that comes out on Nintendo Switch, I think Sega Genesis might have the best lineup so far. Like, everything on it has been so friggin' good.
Great stuff, Mike. Or should I say RGT Michael B? Way to go.
RGT Michael B.
RGT Michael B. Great job on that. I like Earthworm Jim. I remember playing Earthworm. So, yeah, I'm excited about Earthworm. I haven't played the other 2 games, so I look forward to checking those out. Do you guys still play your Switches, or are you guys all about the Steam Deck right now?
I still don't have my Steam Deck. I paid for it last Thursday on the way, so I'm just patiently waiting for it to come here.
Yeah, I love my Steam Deck. What about you, B? You brought your Steam Deck to Chicago. Did you play it late at night in bed when we were all sleeping? Were you playing?
No, it was stuck downstairs underneath the Coke and rum that I spilled. So. Whoops. No, but I usually bring it so I can play it on the plane. And I've been playing that nostalgia game, Cats or Stray or whatever it's called.
Oh, that is such a
Yeah.
nostalgia
Cats.
game.
I love
game.
Stray.
I think that
I'm
game
gonna-
was so stupid.
I love
Yes,
Stray.
I love you, nostalgia.
Wait a minute. I'm the one that likes Stray. I think
Oh, do
Stray
you?
is super
I
cool.
thought Stray.
I've
was
almost
the
beaten
original
it.
nostalgia
I've
game.
Such
almost
a
beaten it.
fucking dumb.
I totally saw nostalgia playing it and then licking his arm. He's like, it's so good.
I need to get this cat reunited with his family. I am so close to the end of the game. I can't wait.
Yeah.
So beta.
The only problem is
So
the Steam
beta.
Deck only lasts like on stock settings without me tweaking stuff on the airplane flight like about an hour. And so I was really disappointed with the battery
Ooh,
life
Damn, really?
playing a PC game. So you got to tweak the settings to really low to get it to extend. So I haven't really done all the tweaking and modding of stuff yet. So early review on my Steam Deck. Disappointed on the battery life, but what can you expect?
Use a battery.
Yeah, so what's funny is with my Steam Deck, if I play a game like Stray or Wreckfest is a super fun game to play on your Steam Deck. It drains the battery super quick. But if you play some of these other games like, I don't know, Dodo or even Streets of Rage 4, games like that on your Steam Deck, the battery lasts. It's a lot of these more heavy I forget
The Steam games, yeah, it's pretty new in terms
Yeah.
of the game that just came out too. So
What you
I
guys
picked
think? Go ahead, Mike.
I picked up a new racing game because I'm all about those racing games for my Steam Deck today. It's like Astro Corsetta. Do you guys know what that is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I picked that
Yeah.
up because like you can get like the ultimate package with every single piece of DLC for $9. So I grabbed that
Mhm.
today.
It's a good game. That's like a really good game to use like an actual racing wheel with too. They do a good job with like racing sim on it.
Yeah,
Not
I
that
always
you're doing that on the Steam Deck, but
no, of course, but like I really got into racing, and I always thought like those racing wheels were so stupid. Like, can you imagine somebody putting those on like a cabinet or something like that? But honestly, the more I play like the racing games and stuff like that, like I'm actually like looking up Thrustmasters now. Every time Best Buy has a sale, I'm like, maybe it's
Do
time for Mike to move
Do
in that
it.
direction.
it's really fun. It's not an everyday thing, but it's like it's still a lot of fun.
It's an immersive experience.
Yeah, it's
The
quite
feedback is awesome.
Good. Yeah.
B, do you know where I can get milk cartons if I wanted to make some kind of rig?
yeah, my father-in-law has plenty outside, and you can definitely attach a chair to it, no problem. Carbon fiber that bad boy, and you are running clean.
If
I'm
you have a
actually using the
DQ
chair.
If you have a DQ near you, you can get some.
Yeah. Actually, my rig has the same chair that D Love and P Dubs is sitting on right now.
Nice.
That GTR like red
Yeah.
racing chair is what's on my milk crate.
Yeah. Very happy to see on the Nintendo Direct we got a little bit of an announcement on Breath of the Wild 2. This was the first game I ever owned when I got my Nintendo Switch.
Me too.
And one of my favorite games of all time. And what I should do is, because it's been a few years, I should go back and do another playthrough, because Tears of the Kingdom is the official title of Breath of the Wild 2, and that's going to be coming out, I think they said mid next year, May 12th.
May 12th.
Yeah.
Finally, we have it.
Go
we have
go
our
back
official-
go back to the sword for a second.
Where at? Hold
Go
on,
back to
buddy.
the sword for a second. No, right at the
The
end. Right at the
emblem?
end.
Yeah.
Oh,
The emblem. So
Yeah.
just pause it there.
Come on, P-Dubs, you can do this.
The way
Hold
it's
on.
deconstructed.
Yeah,
on the
right there.
bottom?
Just pause it
Yeah.
right
All right.
there.
all right,
Yeah.
we're paused.
Look very closely at the sword
Mhm.
and look at the art on the bottom of the sword down the bottom. This isn't just Breath of the Wild 2 sequel. It's a Skyward Sword sequel too. They're
Prequel.
merging both of them.
Prequel.
It's a Skyward Sword prequel. That's what you're saying?
I think if you look at it in chronological order, it would be a prequel to Skyward Sword.
No, Skyward Sword was the first. It's the first Legend of Zelda.
Are you sure?
Get your chronological order right, bro.
I don't think so.
Yes, it is. It's the first.
So that wouldn't make sense though. If you had Skyward Sword, then Breath of the Wild, then this.
Ganon didn't exist in Skyward Sword. We just fought Ganon in Breath of the Wild.
Oh, that's fair. Okay, maybe, but no. I think in either way, yeah, I think they're going to link it, Mike. I think
Yeah,
there's
look-
going to be some sort of a connection.
That's
tips are
that's
gonna
the sky,
touch.
that's the Skyward Sword, and honestly, there's elements of Twilight Princess there too, with the way that the sword is turning there. So I mean, this might be an all come together type game, not just
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
Now, I never played this game. Is it like Zork?
Yeah, it's exactly
Yeah, it's
like
exactly like Zork.
it's like 100%.
Carl with the zinger. Way to go, Carl. I love.
Hey, P
Breath
Dubs,
of
real
the
quick.
Yeah, buddy.
What's my favorite game on Switch?
Well,
PGA
the last time
tournament.
PGA Golf, and the new one. They announced the new one's coming out.
But it's not
Carl.
for the Switch yet. They didn't announce it for
It'll,
Switch.
it'll come out. The new PGA will
I
come
didn't know they made
Better.
Wet Girls 23 for the Switch yet.
out. Wet girls. Jeez, but Carl, you've put in like 5,000 hours on a golf game. How is that even possible?
Oh, you have to check your stats. It's probably more than that.
Super excited about Tears of the Kingdom. I hope it's good. It's too bad during this Nintendo Direct, they really didn't show any footage of the game. Just him falling through the sky was the only footage they showed, right? So, but we also have, what else is coming out? Breath of the Wild and Zelda, Pikmin 4.
Everything else was crap. It was
Are any of you
GoldenEye,
guys?
what the
Are any
f-
of you
you
guys?
talking
Fire,
about, guys?
are any of you guys?
GoldenEye.
Are any of
How's
you guys?
nobody,
Fire
gonna get
Emblem,
there.
nobody excited about that?
are any of you guys
We're
Fire
gonna get
Emblem fans?
I bought 3 houses. I haven't really played through it. I bought Fire Emblem Warriors, and it's still sealed.
Are they going to be giving us new hardware next year? Anyone know?
No,
I actually think they might.
Uh,
I think they might.
I don't know.
Next year?
Yep, I think they might.
That'd be cool.
How long has the Switch been out for?
The Switch
We're
Pro?
going on
you think?
like 6 years now, right?
yeah,
7
6
years.
6.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a new Switch. They announced the new Switch maybe in January, and then it comes out pretty much right at the same time as the new Zelda game, and the new Zelda game will be available for Switch and like a dual launch title for the new console.
He's right, you know.
So we got Kirby's Return to Dreamland. We got new Fire Emblem. We got Octopath. We got Bayonetta 3. Final Fantasy. I can't even pronounce this word. Theater, you know, someone else say it. But, you know, here you go. GoldenEye 007 with online play.
Yeah, so it's Final
that'd be
Fantasy
fun.
Fiat Rhythm. So
There you
Fiat
go.
or
Thank
Rhythm.
Thank you. Final Fantasy, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy 7 Reunion, etc.
Fun.
Mario Kart 8. We're going to get more courses, man.
Yeah.
The hits just keep on coming with that game. That's pretty cool.
So if you go back up to the Nintendo Switch Online announcement, I think that was what most of us old retro gamers were the most excited about. Was we got the next wave of N64 games coming.
You passed it a long time ago.
So
sorry,
fair.
sorry. Hey, sorry.
So
calm
fair.
down. Calm down. Calm
You're
down.
good. You're good.
Jesus
Easy,
Christ.
easy,
Daddy.
easy. Slow down. Slow.
Easy,
Oh,
please.
there it is.
We got a
Phones,
bunch of Mario Party games. I know Nostalgia was excited for Pokemon. Like,
Oh,
if
God,
only they had
Pokemon.
Halloween Pokemon cards you could give out. What a cool thing, and not creepy at all. So, anyways, there's Pokemon, but the big one was just out of nowhere. Dun 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 dun. GoldenEye 007 coming to Nintendo Switch Online with online play. The ultimate party game. When we were younger, you would throw your 4 controllers in there, go around for England, James, and we're going to be able to do it online, baby. So exciting. And then also at the exact same time, Xbox released, they were going to do an updated version that you could play on Xbox as well. But I heard a rumor the Xbox one isn't going to have online play.
They just haven't confirmed it.
Game
Yeah.
Pass?
They haven't said anything about it. Yeah, it'll be on Game Pass.
Like, this
Right,
was the one game I thought if they ever made an N64 classic, and when the Nintendo Switch Online came out for, I was like, this is the one they're not going to get. And then all of a sudden, Microsoft was like, no, we can play ball. Here's Banjo-Kazooie. So here we are, and it's very exciting.
So,
Conker's Bad Fur Day next.
What?
I want to see Conker's Bad Fur Day next.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
That's not going to happen.
That could totally happen. That could happen.
when it comes to ad games, we have just real quick about ad games, guys. The Bit LCDs, a lot of people have been receiving them. I received my Bit LCD marquee. Still in the box. It just arrived yesterday. My plan is tomorrow, Saturday, to unbox it and install it and check it out. So I'm looking forward to putting it on. I think I'm going to put it on the 1.1 cabinet, this one right here. So then I'm going to have that extra bit pixel LED. I'm probably going to go hang it out in the loft somewhere. Maybe put some custom messages and images on it. So that'll be fun.
Put it when you want your wife to come upstairs for servicing. You can just send her messages on it.
Time to pay the rent.
Sensible steak dinner
Ring
on
the
the
settle.
menu.
So yeah, any of you get your bit LCDs? Did you like them? Throw them in the live chat. Let us know. Carl, what about you, man? Did you pre-order that one? Are you thinking about getting it? Because you have a Legends Ultimate.
Yeah, I don't turn that thing on anymore.
Carl
Honest
only plays one game on that, the password game, where he has to constantly sign in.
Right. They got old real quick.
So I did want to go back to the Nintendo Switch stuff for a second. I know everybody, this home arcade show, but there was other really cool stuff I wanted to talk about, like Octopath Traveler 2. I love the first Octopath Traveler, so I'm excited about that. And then, I lost my train of thought. There was something else that was really
The
cool.
daily commute isn't simply a drive to the office. It's a hands-on exploration deep into your schnoz.
Can you just pop up the sheet one more time? Just the page ahead up there if you haven't lost it.
I closed it, buddy. I'm sorry.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I'm sorry.
Anyways, there was some other cool stuff. GoldenEye was and the Nintendo Switch Online stuff, but Octopath Traveler 2, another thing you got to check out. Like a lot of people were upset with the Nintendo Switch presentation, but I thought it was okay. I mean, we're getting a couple new games that we didn't expect. It's okay. I remember what it was now. So everybody has been waiting for like Twilight Princess HD remastered, and what's the other Zelda game? The one in the boat, Wind Waker HD, and they're also waiting for like a Metroid Prime remaster for Switch. And Nintendo's like, "Oh, you want those cool games, huh? We got Kirby's Dream Land from the Wii. We're remastering that. Suck it, boys."
I love it.
So Slappy gave us a $5 tip in the tip jar. Popped in. Was there any discussion about the upcoming X68000Z Mini? No, we didn't discuss it. Whatchamacallit? I think Mad Little Pixel put out a video about it the other day. I haven't even watched his video yet, so we're behind the times on. At least I am. I'm behind the times on it. Anyone? Nostalgia? Do you have any thoughts on this one?
Nah.
Nah.
I don't.
Nah.
But we appreciate
I
it.
don't.
What's
I
the new
don't.
Amico news? Amico announced something. I thought they were dead. Weren't they dead?
Who?
Amico? Isn't the Amico dead? I can't
No.
keep up with that Amico community.
It'll
I
never
stopped
die.
watching because instead of hearing about the products, all they did was just attack each other. You think home arcade YouTubers are bad? Amico YouTubers are even worse. It's like a war zone over there. You think we're bad? Go cover the Amico for a month and tell me how that turns out.
All right,
We have any
head out.
well-played news?
No well-played news, but none of you guys are fighting game fans. Did you guys not see the new Street Fighter 6 trailer?
Yeah, it looks
Like,
dope.
you guys see what Ken looks like in this game?
Yeah.
At all?
Sexy.
Pull it up. Let's
Sexy AF. It's
All
like
right,
Fox.
let's just really quickly,
Just blonde.
Dubs, pull it up really fast. I have it shared right now.
All right. Yeah.
All right,
go for
so
it.
this is the new Street Fighter 6 World Tour. They just released new characters. This is what Ken looks like for the first time in Street Fighter 6. Ken works in construction. He's a hobo Ken.
Safety first, bud.
Hobo Ken?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Right.
So Ken, lost the wife and kids and now is working construction. But
That's
it's an
funny.
interesting. It looks really fun though. If you haven't checked out the Street Fighter 6 stuff, it's really awesome. I have to head out. My goodness, my wife is putting something.
Okay.
in my face,
I don't even
and
know
I
what
have
that
to-
is.
Tell her we said hi. And
That's her slipper.
and
Oh,
I-
slipper.
Flipper.
Before
right,
before
you guys
B
do it.
goes, I got.
Did you tell her about the other pinball machine? that you bought?
No.
Oh, hold on, guys.
The slipper was a warning that her foot is going to go on his ass. If he don't.
Before B
Yeah.
goes, I actually have another picture of Ken from Street Fighter 6. P-Dubs, can you bring that up on screen? I'm sure.
Hi,
it's
B.
video.
Let me look. Oh, you
So
did.
here's another picture of a homeless Ken.
That's so good.
Is that why
That
you
was
just make it
that
to
was
the
gonna that
Chicago
was
game?
that was
Memories.
for the private collection. That was for
I
the
can't
private
wait
collection.
for next year. It's gonna be so much fun. All
Somebody
right, see you guys later.
Explain to me what's happening in this photo, please.
And
Somebody tell me.
this was Chicago. You guys are talking about going to Vegas. It's going to be out of control.
Yeah, so
is this stage or did he actually?
no,
fall
he was,
asleep?
he was actually doing this on the street, and the next words to come out of his mouth is $20 is $20.
Oh, that was supposed to stay in the private collection, Michael. How dare you?
Did
How
you
dare
fall
you.
asleep outside for real?
Oh,
Or is
he
that
was
a,
so
that's a
he was so grumpy because he stopped at like 4 o'clock. He was like, him and Justin were like, "Hey guys, do you want to go back to the house and like chill out for a
Sit
while and just
down,
hang out?"
yeah.
And we were like, "No, man, we're going to the bar."
Yeah, well, I'm not as young as I used to be, or in the words of Toby Keith, I ain't as good as I once was. So it is what it is. Should have put a can by him. Should have put a can by him and put
With
money.
money
In
in
it.
it?
That would have been
Yeah.
great. Yeah, $20 is $20. Hobo Dubs. We should do a Hobo Dubs character on the show. That would be great. Okay. Anything else going on? 19K Fox. We're waiting eagerly for you to dive more into the NFL Blitz. I've done as much coverage as I possibly can without the cabinet in my hand. So now I'm just waiting on you, brother, to give us some content on that cabinet.
We got to dig.
Can you do me a favor?
into it. Yeah.
Can you do me a
What's up?
favor? So I've seen a number of people request, and guys, let us know in the live chat. Maybe Fox will indulge us. Here's what I would love. Can you record an entire game and just put a video up of just like the full game? You know what I'm saying? Like just gameplay.
Just play a game. Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of people were asking me. They're like, "Hey, P-Dubs, you got, it'd be nice if you showed us the game a little bit more." I'm like, "Well, that'd be great."
You know what?
I
can. Yeah, we can do that pretty quick. Yeah.
Is it
That'll
just
be
me
easier
or
to cut
P-Dubs?
together.
Is your mic all messed up?
Yeah, something's weird.
Something's weird with your mic, man.
Yeah, it keeps going like underwater.
What about now?
Oh,
Yeah, it's
perfect.
Yeah,
That's
it's better now.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, thank you. No real At Games news except that their products are finally shipping that you reserved 2 years ago. Other At Games news.
Yeah, and the quad play control deck is supposed to start shipping soon as well,
November.
isn't it?
November.
November? Okay.
November. So a couple more months, and look, it's mid-September already. It'll be here before you know it.
I think our mic went under again.
Are you serious?
I don't know, either that or you're talking real quiet.
What about now?
You sound lovely.
Okay, you're messing with me. You're just trolling.
I swear to God, I was not trolling. But
I think it was just he took a drink. That's what it was.
that's it.
The firmware update they released is for if you have the bit LCD to get the bit LCD working on your system. So there you go.
Does anyone
No
else have
news.
this issue with the new pinball games? I've got one of the new pinball games going on, and then like if I just let it sit, the back glass goes away.
Well,
And then
you
end up
design
with, like,
you
the screen
des-
sideways.
you design the games. You tell
I
us.
had nothing to do with this, but this has happened every single time that the game is running for like longer than 30 minutes in a track mode. Not a track mode, but if the game's playing, but you
Right.
haven't started the game, I just get this like screen, and then the only way I can get out of this is by actually like exiting the entire game and resetting the system and turning it back on. Does anyone else have this issue?
Oh, you've got yours in attractive mode. It's trying to change it into a different looking cab.
I
understand the joke.
I think that's a known issue. Nostalgia.
Okay.
Carl says his does that too as well.
Okay.
I usually tend to turn my pinball. I don't leave my pinball machine running. I am very protective of this pinball machine.
Yeah.
Like you guys will notice, like whenever I do any streams, I always have the pinball machine, which is right there. I'm sorry, it's like a mirror. I always have it turned off. I don't like to run it when I'm not using it because, like, I hate to say it, as much as I love At Games products, the last thing I want is for my machine to break, right? So I only turn it on when I play it, and when I'm done playing it, I turn it off. I don't leave it in a track mode. I don't leave it running all the time, etc. You know what I mean? So
Well, I don't either. I just turned it on for the stream and
yeah. Well, I know why
didn't
you
even make
did.
it through that.
I'm just saying, like, that's why I haven't seen the issue is because I never just leave it running my pinball machine. I turn it on, I play it, I turn it off when I'm done. That's it.
Understood.
Well, you guys
You're so
remember when
responsible.
well, do you know why? Well, you guys all know why, right? You guys remember when I first got my pinball machine, I had to get a new PCB. The pinball machine broke, and then when I had to fix it, I ended up breaking it worse, and then I had to get another PCB. So I got this machine to review, and by the time I was up and running, it had been 2 or 3 months later, right? And at that point, I was like, I'm not even going to cover this thing. You know what I mean? I was so angry with it. So now, because of that, like I treat this thing like, I treat it like a baby, I guess you could say.
I got a crazy message on one of my videos today. Someone was like, "Why do you have to be such an American and have all your cabs on at one time to play one game? Why don't you conserve some energy and only turn one cab on at a time?"
God.
Yeah, Mike, you're the
Tree
reason
hugging
for our carbon
arcade
tax
owner?
in Canada.
What?
Yeah.
They run on battery power. Just it's they're solar. It's fine.
They're all solar powered.
They're
Just gonna
solar.
say.
It's fine.
It's actually geothermal.
Yes.
You should.
Even better.
You should have responded to the guy and said, "Hey, my house runs on solar panels." Like, what are you?
Oh
talking
no,
about?
I started responding to people now to just eat shit. So
Yeah, that's the best answer. Yeah,
to the point.
It's literally the best response.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, so I mean, guys, we've been going 90 minutes, and it's been a lot of fun catching up with the guys we hung out with in Chicago, as well as shut up,
wow, whoa,
my dogs.
whoa.
All right, Michael B, handle the farewells. My dogs are going nuts.
So Pete Ups just said something he's never said to his wife before. We've been going about 90 minutes now. Good night, everybody. Carl, take us out.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next Friday. And until next time, guys, we'll see you on the web.
With pinpoint accuracy and sheer determination, you dig for boogers like miners dig for gold.
Hit the jackpot.
And why do you do it? Because the windows are up and you think we can't see you. We can.
How you doing?
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh nabber of the nose nugget. We'd like to shake your hand, but you'll have to wash it first.
Mr. Endicott Nose Pecker.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri. Bud Light presents Real Men of